Share a whiskey with me sometime?
Anders told me what happened. We owe you one for rescuing him. Tell you what, I can give you caps as a thank you or a special recipe Jack cooked up. Here you go. Enjoy it. With Anders out of commission for so long, we're short-handed on runners, and some backlogs have piled up. We've got an associate in the Crimson Caravan Trading Company who distributes for us and out of Vegas. He's been after us for a new shipment. Great. Here's the package. Your contact is Don Hostetler at the Crimson Caravan. Come back and see me when you're done. Hey, seems like you've been making a lot of friends around. Yeah, you did good finding him. Okay, if you want a little work, I think I can find you something. You up for something challenging? I've got a ship of Jet and Psycho that needs to be delivered to Motor Runner at Vault 3. Don't get cocky. The fiends are twitchy. Most of them won't bother a con, but the ones outside the vault, well, they're outside for a reason. Here's the package. Good luck. Your payment will be waiting when you get back. And bye.
Hey. Huh? Look, man, me and Diane, we don't dig on that politics stuff, savvy? We just make the product and make it get to a good home. Sure, Caesar's a drag, but as long as we've got each other, we don't care who the top dogs roll with.
like the sight of your own blood?
How the hell did you get in here? Where the fuck are my guards? I guess it isn't a secret. Funny thing... We needed someplace to put down roots. I was having trouble keeping my people out of Westside. I try to keep my people out of Westside. Apart from trying to stay on good terms with the cons who do business there. There's mean son of a bitch. That fucking mutant is more trouble to kill than to avoid. Having some place for my people to sleep reduces the chances of drifting into Westside. About goddamn time. Tell the cons that they can't keep a steady supply. We'll find someone who can.
You like the sight of your own blood?
You like the sight of your own blood? The sight of your own.
You like the sight of your own blood?
I knew I'd find your bitch ass. You like the sight of your sight of your own blood? Like the sight of your own blood?
When I find you, I'm
You like the sight of your own blood? 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 You like the sight of your own... sight of your own blood. You thought you could hide from me? You like the sight of your own blood? You like the sight of your own...
Will you?
Hello there. Welcome to the Crimson. The name's Hostetler, Don Hostetler. Can I help you with something? You know, hiring isn't really my department. You should talk to Miss McLafferty about work. I really don't have... Like I... Huh? Oh, right, yeah. I'll take that. You should go now, before you draw any attention. Need anything?
Seems like everybody with...
Did you make that delivery? Great. Here's your payment.
The stake in the Mojave is gearing up for something big. Nice robot.
Papa says cut off the head and the snake will die. I guess the chairman... His days are numbered. Have you seen the new Securitron upgrades? Looking for a fix, man? Looking for a fix, man? Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Can I try?
Stay alert.
Someone killed Benny, the chairman's big shot, in his own casino. Violence begets violence.
Smoke rising from the east spells trouble. I hope the Legion isn't on the move. We're always looking for new members. Does he Excellent. Ezekiel's been after me to find him a new assistant for ages. Tell the boy we'll take him. honestly pleasantly surprised they would help us out. But I can see the Garretts aren't doing this out of the goodness of their... Well, it looks like you've earned yourself a discount on supplies now that we'll be... What seems... Stitching up lacerations and treating wounds. A shot of Med-X for the pain. Great to see you again. Who?
Hey! Did you see... the monorail explode?
The runners are saying that the NCR is sending in their elite shock troops to try and push back the Legion.
Soon Caesar will send in his best troops from the Arizona camp. What? They did?
Thank you for visiting New Vegas.
Let's roll out then. Careful where you flash that chip of yours. Not sure what kind of caps it's worth, but... NCR's my country, and I support it. Anyone who says otherwise... I know which side of the firing line I'm on in the Mojave, just so you know. Yeah, I'm not some blind, flag-saluting, do-as-they-will NCR lover. They're family. But let me tell you what family means. You ever had a brother? Some dumbass younger brother, say, who knocked up the pastor's daughter, can't hold a job, and is home away? That's NCR. Their compass is spinning. They try to put their... Nobody's dick's that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson, and he had a fucking long dick. So, they can't guard the road. Aside from the people in the... And when the... Look, and what I'm about to say, I don't mean as any offense to you. I know where you're I wouldn't want the Brotherhood, or the Followers, or the Vegas families running the Mojave. All of them are a different... NCR just has some shaping up to do. Maybe Caesar kicking them in the nuts is a nice wake-up call, is all I'm saying. I just wish Caesar would kick the heads of NCR, not the feet. I've fucked a soldier in my time. They don't need to get fucked by their order. Let's start this dance. Time for some spaghetti. All this traveling's making me thirsty.
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain had been the home to the brightest minds of the 21st century. Scientists of vision were drawn to the facility to tackle the greatest technological challenges of the era. They sought to create a new world, fueled by technology for the benefit of all mankind. Sonic emitters, space-age alloys, DNA hybridization, force field particle research, autodoc advances in cranial, cardiac, and trauma surgery. The hopes and dreams of a century became realities in the electronic forges of Big Mountain. The nucleus of this research was the Dome, a huge stone facility that held the labs of every science known to man. It was a think tank where no problem could not be solved, where no question could not be answered. The Great War brought a new energy to Big Mountain and its scientists. Although sheltered from the front lines, the scientists waged their own war, fighting their battles at the atomic level. Equations and calculations marched endlessly across chalkboards and computer terminals toward one solution: winning the war. For years, the minds and computers of Big Mountain were a blaze of trajectories, weapon schematics, and nuclear theories. The problems began to outpace the solutions. First geometrically, then exponentially. As the war escalated, so did the questions. On the night of October 23rd, 2077, the scientists received an answer that put all their questions to rest. In the aftermath, Big Mountain's silent experiments went to sleep, their creators slowly dying in the new world that had been left behind. And the great stone in the middle of the Big Empty lay untouched, filled with countless technological wonders. Wonders that, in the end, had been answers to the wrong question. Mobius, transmitting from my dome-shaped dome in the Forbidden Zone. A zone that is, yes, forbidden to you! Even now, my deadly robo-scorpions swarm across Big Mountain with their pincers and pointy laser tails. Soon, even the technology sealed in the Big Mountain research centers cannot save you. So cower in your... That's...
Mobius. Always the same broadcast. He's clearly mad, driven insane by his flawed and imprecise kindergarten-level research.
What are we going to do? There's no way we can breach the Forbidden Zone. There's those robot scorpions everywhere.
The Forbidden Zone, where no...
Except Dr. Mobius, and the technologies that could save us.
And Dr. Mobius mocks us. Did you see his cracked monitor? He's clearly let himself go.
What? Ask the lobotomite for help? Hey, I think you need the fluid levels in your logic assist pumps checked.
If this lobotomite responded, Dr. Klein, then it is clearly intelligent, perhaps even displays heretofore unknown levels of...
But what of its brain? We scooped that out. We don't even know where we left it. And for putting it back in, none of us...
Yes, but it's still aware and responsive. Look at it. It's regarding us even now, with its big teddy bear. If we ask it politely, and leave the part about the unnecessary, ruthless lobotomizing out, it might be We removed your brain, yes. So soft, barely wrinkled, yet so flush with brain extraction technology has been standard practice at Big Mountain for...
Once the brain was out, then came the coils. The Tesla coils.
Yeah, ain't no need to brag. Wherever your brain is, it's transmitting thoughts to you through the...
This is fortunate in many respects. If your brain was anywhere in the dome, why, you could access your aggression centers.
Circumventing the pacification field. This is a no-no. We have never been in a fight. Reminds me of my days in American High. Darla, was it necessary this time?
I assume full responsibility. I take my duties in the prodding and excision of living, breathing tissue. Although in truth, the Autodoc had done most of the work already. Quite industrious, almost cut into all my... Once it had removed the brain and I misplaced it, other organs began to cry for direction, using your nerves as telegraph. Rather than let them send their signals, I removed them as well. Shh, little organ.
First was the heart. Second was the heart. Brain was first. Third was the spine.
Spine. Totally overrated, that arrangement of vertebrae. Look at me, with my lumbar and thoracic curvature. Never had...
correct. You should say the Autodoc took out your brain. It did all the heavy lifting. It has never worked so hard before. It worked so hard on your surgery, it destroyed its own memory. How odd.
That Autodoc junk heap was one of Mobius's creations, like the rest of the talking scrap metal.
After that, the brain lost itself. Not in the metaphysical sense. Might have gotten flushed into one of the pipes. Actually, that's pretty...
If so, it was flushed all the way to Mobius. By the Fisher of Rolando, enough of this biological... Lobotomite. Listen to my voice. It denominates me to ask, but we... In most probable of probabilities, our enemy, Mobius, has your brain. This is not good. He will most likely come after our brains next. We want you to stop him, somehow, with science. That is correct, yes. I hope you're not demonstrating resentment now. If you are, well, we can't have that. We have no idea. This line of questioning isn't important to us right now. Why are you asking these tangential questions? Stop it! We need these technologies. You need to get them. You must get them.
You are equipped to retrieve the technologies with your primitive form.
It's kind of embarrassing. You have hands, and a heartbeat, sort of, and eyes, mostly the hands. There's door handles and lockers and...
Enough! Excellent. This is turning out much better than the activate the retreat protocols and cower in my room idea I had earlier.
Agreed. Oh, and I've used my robotical knowledge to, transmit the radio map waves to... Settle down, 8. I would have gotten it in a second, all right? 8's transmitted the last known coordinates of the research centers. They, well, move sometimes. Or get buried. Or blow up.
8 is correct. All we need are the schematics. This does not mean we do not want the cold hard technology, however. So do not give in to your biological tired laziness and decide you would sweat too much carrying them. You have a new spine. Use it. And even if you die in the act of reclamation, simply reaching them will auto-transmitify the schematics to us. That is still good. For us. The technologies are the X2 transmitter antenna array, used to focus...
The psychoanalytic, cardiac dampening, sneaky stealth suit. A suit like nothing this world has ever heard, seen, or...
And 8's sonic soundwave emitter projectile gun, able to broadcast sound at lethal frequencies. It also...
There. We have informed you of all we need. We estimate if you are focused, your time investment will be minimal. If you work quickly, you will be the recipient of a gesture of gratitude from us. We do not bestow the... What illogic is this? Keep your filthy, penis-tipped feet out of our labs and secrets.
There are things here no lobotomite was meant to see. Things that would astound and possibly terrify.
Yeah, we don't come into your lab and decant your...
Only the magnificence of our monitors allow for true comprehension of the wonders of Big Mountain.
is correct. You must walk upon your many penised feet. Much slower than our advanced hovering robotical frames.
The little teddy bear could always run right into the pylon perimeter on its thick, turgid feet.
The radar fence that surrounds the big mountain crater will protect you from straying beyond the facility.
The mighty radar fence protects us all. Get too close to the blinking posts, and the proximity warning shall be your warning. You are too...
If you get near it, your vision will blur as the electrodes in your head shut off one by one.
Possible memory loss will occur, along with long-term nerve degradation. But the nerve degradation is nothing to worry about. Such degradation would take many lifespans to become evident, and all biology dies. Such tiny inconveniences are less than the greater convenience. You see, if rendered unconscious by the pylons, you will be returned to the sink, seemingly instantaneously, by your deadened perceptions.
Out there? We're not going out there. It's dangerous.
Oh, Dr. Klein? Dr. Klein?
What is it? The lobotomite is asking me things, and I'm trying to ignore them. My processors can't ignore you both at the same time.
Well, you know how we asked it to fetch the sonic emitter thing? Turns out we already have it. What are the odds?
What is this, a high school science fair? Get your act together. You're making us look like a collection of round earthers.
You're always yelling. My receptors can't take it anymore.
And neither can my feelings. I am yelling because you contaminated specimens can't keep your probes off the volume knob on my voice module. It is truly the end of all intelligence when the lobotomite speaks more wisdom than you geniuses. So, if we have the sound wave, sonic projecto thing gun, then what in Heisenberg's name do we need from X8? Anyone?
I believe we need a new frequency embedded into the gun. It was designed to broadcast many sounds once charged.
And it is lost in X8, just as X8 is forever lost to us. The sadness of my high school days.
Oh, really, Boros? All you did in high school was Commie Fink Tattletale and all the kids you hated. You little teacher's pet.
Give the lobotomite the emitter. Does it have an audio effect frequency loaded?
Oh, I don't think so. Wait.
What is he doing?
I think he's sonjaculating into the gun. Getting it warmed up.
Ding. You give it to the
Oh.
I'll do it if you two are going to be ashamed of your... Ooh. Here, my little teddy bear. I have thoroughly removed all Robco Termlink code spew from the device. It is clean.
Careful where you're pointing that. That device wasn't always a weapon. It was more like a force field kind of thing.
Force fields prevent us from moving.
They are irritating.
The sonic emitter was specially designed to disable our own safety fields here in Big Mountain. when some of us lost our access passes.
That only happened once. And I know you were behind stealth fielding my lab keys, Dala. You formographer.
Dr. O, you rewind that comment.
Plenty of rewinding already going on in your formography tapes. Surprised the things don't snap out of their cases with repeated observations.
Yes. Maybe. Well...
Yeah, we lost that part of the schematics. Or Boros did. In one of the stupid labs. Or inside one of the stupid pets.
It is lost. All questions lead to this conclusion. The blue fields within Big Mountain shall...
Fine, so, yes. Get these things for us. Do not attempt to comprehend their complicated schematics. Well, good. What are the token words spoken in this case?
Wait, is it leaving? But, Dr. Klein, the lobotomite will need rest, recuperation. I volunteer my chambers, so it might be stared at. My monitor...
No! That would put it too close to us. It could press buttons, turn lights on and off, and worse, let us...
We could give it Mobius's old room. That's where its brain got scooped out anyway. And might be more comforting for it to hang out with its spine and heart. Home is where the heart is, after all.
I suppose. We'll have to move that couch out of there. Been putting that off too long.
8 says, let the lobotomite take the Sync Central Intelligence personality chip and... That stuffy Mobius program Butler can walk the lobotomite.
It would also prevent it from going to Higgs Village and taking up residence there. With my teddy bears.
Your logic, combined with my desire to keep the think tank lobotomite free, has swayed me. Here, I present the Sync Central Intelligence. Lobotomite, take this chip to the sink, plug it in, and make sure the chip is clean, or it... Then make whatever crude biologic demands you need of the sink. It will cater to most of your hormonal whims. Are there other chips?
Are you echoing what he said, or...
He's asking, yes. Dr. Klein, there are many other personalities. If you recall, you hurled them off the sink balcony.
It is not an argument if one is clearly right. I remember now. Yes, lobotomite. There are other chips. If you want, find them. I believe they're stored on holotapes in many of our facilities. But you should stay out of those. No exploring and discovering things. The Sync Central Intelligence should be enough for your... I cannot dispute your logic. Do we have objects to activate the chip's exchange routines?
What, like stuff? Things?
Yes.
I don't know. Might be some old Nuka-Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle caps lying around. It's not currency per se. Still might be enough to trick the Sync's trade routines. Mobius put that test line for caps in the code as a debug command.
I don't believe that was Mobius's reason. His wild speculation concerning
Enough! Surrender these so-called bottle caps, Nuka and Sunset alike. In their role as things, they will serve as adequate test subjects.
All right, here. Cap away. Hope that stupid chip chokes on them.
Again, your logic is...
Fine. It's not going to help. That ship will probably refuse them anyway, as stuck up.
Yes, you may need to wiggle it in a bit, but don't force it. We can't recode them if you break it. There is no more we can do to aid you, and our patience levels are depleted. Now go. Rest in the sink.
If you're done, can we move again? My biogel's starting to crampagulate.
Of course!
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in Think Tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible. Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate? Stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his...
Oh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses have...
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Fine. All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in an... Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll... Yeah, I do. It wasn't always, oh. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept a mistake as long as the... I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my... Great! Psychology! Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after collostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number. Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? Zero's my name. I'm proud. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect. That genius, Mobius, somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep. Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of the midnight science fiction film. Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. I'd have a few left. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Yes, go on. How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug. What? What? What are you doing? Stop it. Why? Why are you... Enough. I am already... I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my... Perhaps there is value in what you say. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Ooh. Ba-ba bloop. Ba-ba bloop. Ba-ba bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please. Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and technique. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned. What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you. Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from You are the second one I've met in recent times. Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety. I do not know, nor should we try to access it. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein... Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working, if it didn't. That is a good question. My theory is that it really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could... It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here. Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extract the... Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded. His one terrible eye forever peers at us. It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world. Peace? The big empty? Now that's not a... This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of us. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets. Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling... Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this... An interrogation.
Predictable. I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm. This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese. When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now. Two other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, then let him leave the think tank. Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Drama? There is no drama in science. As I learned in unless, of course, you are a communist. Like Betsy Bright, who sat next to me in math, and her smoking Confederate. As I learned in my high school, American High, AHS, drama is for movies, things of fiction. Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve. Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical, perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power. Impregnate you? What? Do you want to make me vomit in... The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns. Nonsense! That is what... I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We know... In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards from the Great Static, or beyond, there were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we... What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about. The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying Robo-Scorpion army, he must be... The radar fence protects us all. If evidence is correct, it keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside. It is the ultimate defense against communism. It makes perfect sense. Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed that and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend. Like Rick. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive... No! Beyond is death. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas,
Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant... You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have... There is logic and purpose in it. If the... Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands... It is our home, threatened by the... All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater. But no, Mobius will not let us rest. It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of... Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds. For science. Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town... We could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do. Get permission. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science, on unsuspected. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our mind. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because... Submit your questions. I shall respond. With deadly... Until next... Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need... Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you... If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They... Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, what did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about... Our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have, I believe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me. I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field. Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw upon the screen, twisted by science. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him.
Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plant... Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion sting. I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may... If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it... Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top... Should have done it with the last batch. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great... Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight. Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say... Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science. Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer... That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy from that hemorrhoid... Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros' notes and schematics. Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto-dock runs are remote. But we programmed it, or... Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla... Dala knows more. She sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself. Or it floated off. They get into robots sometime. Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto-dock. Yes. It is More? Very well, do...
I love to hear you breathe.
Have you done all we... asked? If not, we will not hesitate to ask again.
Might I be of...
Intruder, you will not escape the eyes of my robo-scorpions or their pincers.